You know what I mean? Just talking about Taming of the Shrew, guys. One of Shakespeare's. This one has always made me scratch my head. Anyway, it is one of Shakespeare's time-honored plays. It is the Battle of the Sexes, and it is hitting the road throughout New Mexico this summer, courtesy of the Threshold Art Collective and the Santa Fe Shakespeare Society. Rich with disguise, slapstick, and true love, Taming of the Shrew promises to be a romping good time for young and old alike.
So joining us now to talk about this unique take on the classic is Sheridan Johnson, Artistic Director of Threshold Art Collective, as well as co-star of the Shrew, Micah Inford.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. So, we'll talk about what we were talking about a second ago. I think Taming of the Shrew, a very interesting place. So, let's talk about how you're doing this. Now, every time someone mounts a Shakespeare production, the first question is, so how are you doing it? Is it in space? Is it this or that? You guys are setting it a little closer to home in New Mexico, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Tell us about it.
We've got it the turn of the century, Old West style. We also are sort of making sure that we're incorporating the notion that it is a play within a play. There's a monologue at the beginning by Christopher Sly that people neglect often. And so we're making it a troupe of actors from the Old West who are touring, much like we are. Yeah, in about 1915, turn of the century.
Okay.
Very cool.
Fantastic. All right, so the show runs the 9th through the 31st, but it's not just in one location.
No, we just opened in TRC this weekend, which was wonderful. We got the support of the Civic Center and a bunch of the local businesses down there, and audiences were great. And this weekend we're going to Espanola, and after Espanola we're off to Madrid, and after Madrid we have our sort of grand finale performance at the Scottish Rite Temple in Santa Fe. Yeah.
Wow.
Very exciting. Okay. That's a lot.
It is. It's really exciting.
Yeah. So Micah, what are you doing in this? Are you Petruchio?
No, I'm actually playing Tranio.
Tranio. Okay. So tell us a little bit about Tranio.
Tranio.
For those that may not be familiar with
Tranio arrives with his master Lucencio, and Lucencio immediately falls in love at first sight with Bianca, who is Katharina's younger sister. And in order to help his master get her, he pretends to be Lucencio, the master, and Lucencio then goes undercover in disguise as Cambio, a teacher, so that he can secretly woo Bianca.
Now, Rachel brought up a good point. A lot of people, they might think, if they're not familiar with Shakespeare, they might think this sounds oddly familiar. A movie with Heath Ledger, 10 Things I Hate About You, was based on Taming of the Shrew.
Yes.
My favorite movie when I was younger.
Really?
Yeah, I love that movie.
Okay. So, question that I also have to ask, and I always ask this with people that are doing it, kind of a misogynistic play. If you break it down with Shakespeare's just straight up the text, and it's a problem that every production has to face. How do you guys face it? And especially as the artistic director, a female playing Kate, of a company, how do you face that problem?
Well, Jerry, who's the head of the Santa Fe Shakespeare Society, it is a co-production from Threshold and the Santa Fe Shakespeare Society, has been really helpful. He's directing the show. One of the things that we are focusing on is making sure that the love and the attraction between Petruchio and Catherine is real and palpable, and that also, from an intelligence perspective as well as a strength perspective, they are in many ways equals. She sort of understands the games that he's playing in our production a little sooner than the text could indicate. There are some things that are asides that we're taking not as asides, or as overheard asides, I should say. There's also, you know, it's like, I think the most frustrating thing for people in terms of the whole sexism element is this huge monologue that Kate has at the end where she's like, oh, you know, you should let him beat you if he wants to, or, you know, whatever. It's fine because we're the weaker sex and it's just the way it is. But right before that, she beats somebody up, you know? Like, there's this widow who's given her some smack, and Petruchio's like, you know, have at her. And she's like, all right. And she beats her up, you know? And then she comes back and she's like, oh, I know, but I'm just so weak. Us women are
so it's got a little bit more of an irony to it.
Yeah, and also, I mean, this speech is how he wins, like, $60,000, which is a lot of money. I mean, this is a 400-year-old play.
Right.
So there are some tactical elements that you can bring in, sort of.
So just very quickly before we lose time on this, Sheridan, people want to get tickets, find out more information. Where do we go on the web?
Absolutely. For tickets, please go to www.thresholdnm, that's THRESHOLD, NM, like New Mexico.com. or you can also call 505-750-0124.
Okay, fantastic, guys. Well, for more information on Taming of the Shrew, head over to casa.com. Of course, we will have all the links there.